First Fruits Design Company began in January of 2022 with a few goals in mind.
That's right. We wanted to produce the highest quality products we could for our customers. We want people to take hold of our products and experience them in such a way that they know that they're holding or using quality and fine craftsmanship and the most premium ingredients and materials, and that's been our goal with that. It's like if you have a tradesman or a musician or a cook, they know when they hold those high-end tools or knife set or instrument, whatever it might be, they know they're using something that quality is just woven into the tool of their craft.
And secondly, we wanted to grow our skills and abilities and also share them with others. I'm sure just about everyone has gone onto YouTube to look up a recipe or how to hone in on a specific skill. I know we have both gleaned a lot of knowledge from YouTube, and it's just kind of something that we wanted to give back and help others perfect their craft and build confidence in what they're doing.
And the third goal we had in mind, in particular with the channel itself, is to inspire people, to get our viewers to just get up and move and not be afraid of failure, not be afraid of imperfection, because I know that has held me, on the couch just watching YouTube for the longest time. We need to get past our fears and get out there and see what we can accomplish. In fact, Thomas Edison is quoted as saying, and this was in reference to his, 10,000 failures of creating the light bulb, right? He said, "I didn't fail. I figured out 10,000 ways how not to do something." And so, somebody who, by maybe standards on paper has failed that many times, yet his legacy and his inventions have changed the world because he wasn't afraid of failure and just went for it.
On our channel, you can expect to find highlights of what we're creating. We will also give step-by-step instructions of how to create these products. And if it's relevant, we will also be explaining why we are doing it specifically the way we are when we're creating the product itself. We'll also be doing some tool reviews, and we want to also highlight other makers that are getting out there and getting stuff done and not being afraid of failure too.
And like we stated before, our goal is to inspire. And on our website, it's full of products you can buy, candles, home goods. But we see it as if we could inspire somebody to go and make something that we make or their own version of it. If we can inspire somebody to build something for themselves and to actually get out there and do it, then that's as much of a win as, somebody purchasing something from us. So I served 11 years in the military and 8 years in law enforcement. I'm just very proud of my service to our nation. I think it was early 2021 where injuries that I'd incurred over a decade ago just came back to haunt me. One of the other goals of this business is to get to a point of independence where it, can grow itself and provide for my family, and that's the goal. It's really hard. Service and law enforcement is such a big part of who I am. So to have to give that up, it's not going to be easy, but my heart's in it, my mind's in it, and I can go as fast as the job needs me to, but if my body can't keep up, then it's time to turn to the next chapter. So I actually haven't been doing woodworking for that long. I've built like a chicken coop here and there, just slapping 2x4s and plywood together. But as far as more of the fine woodworking, that started in October of 2020. We needed a kitchen table, and I did what most husbands would do, and I went out because we didn't want to spend $1,000 on a 8-foot kitchen table. So I went out and spent $2,000 in materials and tools and built a kitchen table. But it turned out okay. It's a constant reminder in our kitchen of how underdeveloped my skills were at the time. But we still use it and enjoy it. And then from there, I built a headboard and a couple of end tables and just some smaller stuff like a stein that actually turned out really cool. I'm really proud of that one. What I didn't realize getting into it was that I was going to find a passion I really never knew I had. And the therapeutic value of woodworking for myself as a disabled vet was unparalleled. And I have some friends that I work with right now that same boat, also veterans and woodworkers, and they agree it was one of the most helpful things they could do for themselves is actually woodworking. So I've just clung to it, and as far as I can tell, it's going really well.
So you'll see me tinkering in the wood shop whenever Johnny needs a hand.
And she actually helps me a lot more in the shop than I help her in the studio, so, if I'm being honest.
But for the most part, though, I am going to be in the candle studio. Most of my contribution is going to be the candle side of the house. And actually, candles came first before the woodworking. Back in 2015, it was right before Christmas, we lost our home to a flooding river. We woke up and had to evacuate, and overnight we became homeless. Our daughters were 1 and 3 at the time, and it was really hard. An experience that has shaped the course of our family forever. And I have to say it was for the better. We definitely experienced exactly what was important in life and really evaluated. And now, moving forward, continue to evaluate what's most important and putting those things first. So it was difficult, but worth it, is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, we lost everything and had to start over. And I remember specifically praying at the time that God would just help me to understand what he was doing and give us some direction. And it was right then at that moment that he planted the desire in my heart to make candles, which is something that honestly never even crossed my mind before. So in obedience, I took a candle making class and I made my first small batch of candles. Looking back at them, they were
the first batch.
They were the first batch. Fruits. It was obvious. But to our delight, after we posted them on Facebook, they sold out in 10 minutes. And it was just confirmation that we were doing the right thing. And so I continued making bigger and bigger batches and selling. And honestly, the candle making that first year after losing our home really did carry us and help us to start over. And when you look at our logo, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see a river at the bottom, and that represents losing our home and shifting our focus. And that tree that comes up out of our logo is the first fruits of the changes that we made and represents this kind of new chapter. So I loved candle making. It became very therapeutic, just like the woodworking for Johnny. Making something with my hands and seeing the fruits of my labor was very satisfying. And so we kept rolling, and now here we are 7 years later, and we've honed in on now creating our own custom vessels. I make everything by hand from the vessel to the candle itself. We've also perfected our recipe, so we keep the toxins out, but still hold true to a nice strong candle. It's been 7 years in the works, and I think that we finally perfected it. So we look forward to continuing to make these products and furthering our confidence and also all of your confidence as well in the things that you're going to be creating.